And we are live. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Beyond the 90. Leicester 4, Tottenham 2. I mean, what a result this was. So happy with the way the team performed. Again, get your thoughts in the comments down below. Trying to respond to as many as possible. I mean, just wow, really. Where's his team been? I mean, Brendan Rodgers, it's so strange that it takes so long to get this well. But again, fantastic performance overall. We managed to sum up the game really quite nicely, and game management, we've come back. It's amazing how a couple of people have come back from injury, and we'll get into some of the injuries and people that have come back into the squad as well. Go through the individual performances as well. But again, leave your comments down below. I'll try and get them up on screen. What I'm going to go through first is how we set up. So everybody expected the same 4-3-3 that we played against that we played in the previous match against Aston Villa. We actually set up with like a 4-2-3-1. For me, it was more of a outside of possession. It was a little bit more than that, in my opinion. It was in possession, it was a 4-3-3. Outside of possession, it was more of a 4-2-3. It was a different position. But coming into this game, again, obviously the back four remains unchanged. Danny Ward didn't have a too bad a game. The only criticism I have was I think there was something with Castagna in the 30th minute, and it all went wrong in my opinion. Castagna didn't really. There was a moment. Danny Ward did what he needs to do. Am I convinced he's going to be the future of Leicester City? No, not really. He's not showed enough leadership, but when he was called upon, fantastic. Hands in the chat. Hands in the chat. He's not version 2. He's an upgrade on Harry Maguire. I mean, we will get onto him in a second. Farhan's in the chat. Big up Farhan. Hopefully you're doing well, man. Good performance. I think it was better than a good performance. I think it was a great performance and pushing towards. This is where we know Brendan Rodgers' teams can be, which is why we've been complaining for long parts of the season. We know the team can be so good. And I want to mention partnerships as well. So mentioned Danny Ward at the moment. And I'm happy with the way he performed, especially from set pieces, coming and collecting. Some of them weren't the easiest to come and collect. Give him his praise where it's due. He was really, really good. Also, Anil, apologies. I was supposed to get to your message. Our message was on Twitter. Again, I'll put the Twitter up on screen. What it was, we were supposed to do I know you mentioned about doing a collaboration, and I wanted to do one with you. However, because we were just posting this to Facebook, it ended up getting banned. Yeah, I don't know, because I was using third party. I thought it was a bot. But anyway, we don't have access to that anymore. We've created a new Twitter page, Twitter page. But if you do, new Instagram, Facebook page. So if you do head over there, and would love to have you on the show again, and we'll do like a collaboration because I know you'd love to look into the analysis as well. Anyway, coming back to this, we've got again certain people I want to mention. Danny Ward obviously didn't have the best game, and there was a whole point where he fumbled the bag so badly, and it was lucky it bobbled out because he didn't call for it. And Castagna, I was like, we are running ourselves. It would be the most Tottenham thing. It was 33 minutes. I was like, what are we doing? Why have we got it so wrong? And that would have been probably the worst goal to ever concede in terms of it made no sense. It would have been on that performance. It would have been one of those ones. But do you know what? It didn't go in the back of the net. It could have been 2-1 at that time. Or, 2-1 to them at that time. I'm glad it wasn't. The back four I want to touch on briefly, but I want to touch on Christensen. Guys, get your thoughts on what Kevin Christensen was. Insane. What a player we have. 20 years old. I mean, you look at what Castagna did today. And Castagna's been the team, for a few years now? Christensen had a better performance than him. Which is mental, considering we've only been in the squad 2 days. And we've always said with Leicester players, give them time to settle in, especially young players. They get time to get to the speed of the Premier League, this, that, and the other. He's hit the ground absolutely running. I love his aggression. I love how good he is on the ball. I love his overlapping runs. I love as well how he interacts with the fans. There was one moment, I can't remember, where he made a block and he celebrated it. And the fans were like, yeah, get in with you. We're all behind you. The ground felt fantastic today. And he was insane. Honestly, I can't stress how impressed I was with him. Christensen was just, fantastic today. And again, somebody's put in the comments about Christensen as well. I know Christensen's been the best January signings. He has to be. Him, I'd say Sean Dyche, even though he's not a particular signing, but he's a new manager, has got to be one of the best as well. And I'm glad that he goes under the radar. Plays towards 20. He's crazy. His intelligence on the ball, the way he performs. And if you're Luke Thomas, you're looking at going, oh dear, like this is the level that I need to be at. And I'm not going to get picked if this guy's going to keep playing. So I like Luke Thomas, but I think he does need a couple of loans just to get used to the game, because the levels that Christensen's putting up, it's going to be scary. I mean, you look at the likes of James Justin. What's the future for him when he comes back from his ACL? Ricardo Pereira, we'll get onto in a little bit as well. But Christensen, he has to. Honestly, man of the match. But it was one of the reasons why the title man of the match performances everywhere. He's one of them, the contenders. Again, who do you think man of the match? Leave in the comments down below. I'll try and bring him up. Some people were mentioning again the two partnerships at the back, Wout Faes, and these two. My God, insane! Like Tottenham weren't good. Forward from the attackers didn't really do anything. Harry Kane forgot he was on the pitch. Son forgot he was on the pitch for the most part as well. Kulusevski was in Christensen's back pocket as well. Let's not forget that. Christensen had him on a plate for the majority of the game. It was fantastic. And they didn't really offer anything. Bentancur getting, I think, a yellow card early in that first half. I think it's a couple of minutes in, and I was going, right, capitalize on this. This is the time to really go at them and get them. Can we really capitalize on them? And we didn't really. Again, the goal. Oh, one thing to mention about Christensen as well. Just before that, he somehow gets it. It was a clear goal, and somehow he gets it off his thigh and it goes over the bar. Insane. Absolutely insane to keep that. I don't know. Like, it was unreal that how he saved that. And yeah, I just want to bring up some positions and some statistics and things that we were looking at playing as well, because it's interesting for me to look at the heat maps and where they were playing, because people have talked about big Leicester. I know 2 wins, right, believer, and we're already here. It's mental what form can do, but also I'm surprised that it's just took a couple of signings and we're at this level. I was talking with a few people, and we keep performing like this, we're a good enough team to get into that potential top half. You look at the likes of Liverpool are in a real state. You look at Chelsea in a real state. And we'll get onto the table a little bit later and show you where we can go. But the thing is, the gap between the relegation zone and where we are is opening up now. It's becoming wider and wider and wider. And that's what we want. We want to pull away from the rest of the pack. And I think now there's a few points between us. But yeah, I'll get onto that in a bit. But yeah, people saying Suter, again, immense. And then Ant's put Harry Maguire. Man, that's his second performance. And I was listening to Stoke fans, I was listening to Championship fans go, look, he's a good player. He's just coming back from injury. It will take time for him to adapt to the Premier League. I can't say that he's completely going to change it from here on out, but really just well done. So well done. And I just want to bring up, he got an assist in this game. Let's not forget. He assisted Iheanacho's third goal, which I thought was, fantastic. I'm going to try and get the heat map up at the moment, but I've lost the tab, which is great. But yes, I found it actually. I'll try and bring that up. So again, get your questions in as well. Mendy, we will get into Mendy. What a goal that was. And it's going to be an interesting, again, Mendy, all through, I think, in terms of man of the match. Oh man, for me, it's so hard because there were so many good performances today. But again, just bringing it back to the position. So we've looked at Christensen. If we look at his average heat map in this game. Oh, is it over this side? Yeah, it's come over this side. Why is it not working? It's all gone wrong in live. Average position. Now it's come up. So instead of the rating, we could go on to the average heat map. Something's not working. I'll try and see why that's not working. But it was just working before I had tested it out. And now it's for some reason not working. However, do you know what? Wout Faes was, again, fantastic today, defending from the front, and he didn't really have a lot to do. But when he was called upon, I think for the turnover for the ball for the second goal, I thought it was just for me, well done. And it was really needed in this match. I mean, we'll get into some of the average heat map again. I've got it back up now. Looking at this. So his heat map for that match, I can't get it on full screen, but that's what it is as well. So again, if you look, obviously the main bit is in this kind of left-sided centre back, but also pushing into the midfield. It was just phenomenal. Really, really just so good today. And he's forming a real partnership with this man, Harry Souttar. So we compare the two of them. Obviously, they're both pushing this position, but they're both pushing into the halfway line. Same with Harry, but a little bit more on that right-hand side. And at times, yeah, he was in their half, shortening the pitch. And at times, Tottenham did want us to play this formation where at times there were certain players we'll get onto in a little bit that were kind of neutralized from the game. And that's okay. They wanted 10 men behind the ball, come and sit, make it hard. And I thought it was going to be one of those games, but a couple of moments of brilliance really turned it on its head. And yes, the man that you're talking about, we'll get them in. We'll get them in as well because you guys can't stop talking about him in a good way. Castagna, decent performance today. Don't think he did anything that pulled up trees, but I think what he did what he needs to do. Get up and down that left flank. Pick some really good positions. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that Castagna moved as well. So I didn't really notice him too much in the game, but overall, really great performance. A steady performance as we expect from Castagna as well. But let's get into the man that you're all talking about. Mendy, again, Chester's in the comments. Hey, Chester, hopefully you're doing well. Mendy's dropped in if Yuri's fit. He was absolutely immense today. I'm surprised he was taken off. I'm not going to lie. Him and Nacho. I'm not going to lie. Jamie Vardy. I don't want to say his time's up, but it's getting close. Because you're looking at the levels that Nacho is setting. 1 goal, 2 assists, I think, in 2 goals, 4 assists in 2 games. And bearing in mind, he didn't play for like 30 minutes. He was taken off after, if not, the goal conversion rate is insane. Insane. Like in 2 halves, basically, 90 minutes, he's got 2 goals and 4 assists. It's unbelievable. The guy's turned into a monster, partly because of confidence, partly because he's taking shots. He's bringing in people. He's linking up with Harvey Barnes beautifully, bringing in James Maddison seems to thrive alongside him. Man, give him that contract. Whatever he needs, give it him because that dude is going somewhere phenomenal. But again, we'll get into that a little bit. Again, Mendy, again, man of the match. You say Mendy, again, everyone was class. I want to go through individually because Mendy, we'll get onto him. Mendy, considering on this, he got, again, I think he got very high in terms of, for me, it's him, Christensen, Harvey Barnes, James Maddison, Kelechi Iheanacho that are literally my man of the matches to go through. A lot of you guys say Mendy, which is perfectly fine. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm sorry, entitled to your opinion. Like, I'm completely disagreeing with you. And I hate people when say they're entitled to your opinion. I mean, but you blatantly disagree. But considering what Mendy did, the amount of times he turned over possession in that midfield, and it's what we lacked against Villa. We lacked him when he came into the game. We controlled the ball a lot better. We were a lot more smoother going forward as well. So I'm really happy with the way that it went. Everyone was class. I think the majority of players, nobody had below a 6 out of 10 today. And how many times have we said that? And it's not been that often that we've actually said that. Prakker's in the comments. Hope you're doing well, mate. Great team performance, fantastic performance. Man of the match, Mendy. Overall, round play and his goal. My God, that goal was stunning. It reminds me, if anybody remembers, I think it was against Stoke, Leicester City, when we first got Wilfred Ndidi, who came on later. Remember we got Wilfred Ndidi and it was playing, what were we playing? We were playing against Stoke. I want to say Stoke. We won 2-0. And he did something very similar. I watched it and went, oh my God. And if you watch in the replay, he's hit that so smooth. As soon as he comes on his foot, he goes, I've nailed it. And he's already going away and celebrating. And this is not a player like James Maddison that puts one in every couple of days or something, or every couple of matches. This is Kelechi. This is Napoli's Mendy, who's not scored ever. I think he got 1 assist before as well. So credit to Mendy. I mean, the way that he turned over possession, it did help with Bentancur being on yellow and also Højbjerg just being a pansy. To be honest, he was always on his backside, always complaining the entire time as well. Tottenham fan, just not Tottenham fans. It's just trying to run that midfield because they knew they couldn't keep up. Him and Dewsbury Hall ran it, and considering he's only small, and he was getting in position, running the defense, covering Castagna when he needed to as well, coming into that back line, playing that kind of not quarterback role, but a role that where you could give it to somebody else. I thought he was fantastic today, genuinely. But for me, he's not the only one, but he made such a difference. I think if Yuri plays, we could be more open. And it's a real golden problem for Brendan Rodgers to have, because Ndidi is fit and he looked better. I don't think it was good as Mendy, but he looked better than what we've seen. And he's obviously seen that we need the play to go forward. When Ndidi came on, I'm surprised that Mendy came off so early. I really am. And Iheanacho. It was a bit surprising. And then what we've got, Dylan's in the chat again. After the last two performances, I have confidence we can get 3 points against United. I'm not sure that about that just yet. I'm going to get a preview 8 o'clock UK time on Wednesday with a United fan, trying to get flawless, but as you guys know, really busy. But I'll probably get somebody else as well. We'll talk through, because I think it'll be a really interesting matchup. The performances that we're doing, if we can hold this out for a season, we're going to be up there with Man United, and that's bad to say, but we just need to get to, again, we just need to be safe. Let's be honest. We're on 24 points. We're going to make sure to get to 40, and then we can reassess the situation, because there are matches that are going to look good. And we saw today when Tottenham put 10 men behind the ball, we didn't have too much of an answer for it. And this is where you've got to win ugly. And this is something that we can play this football, which is great. And it's very end-to-end. And it's very, very good, free-flowing football. But we do need something as well to kind of, have we got the talent to break down a stubborn team? And today, for some period in the first half, I don't think we did. And we won the game overall, but I just want to kind of go, let's get carried away, but at the same time, let's be pragmatic. And I was in the chat going, I thought Rodgers should go, but he's been totally vindicated for all the signings said we were needed. I think a lot of fans said that Rodgers should go. And it wasn't just because of the signings. We all agree this team wasn't good enough, but we got to do what we got to do. It shows the mentality of an elite coach to go, right, I've got what I've got. Get the team together and let's go for it. Just in the same way that when we had all the injuries, that's one reason why I'm, again, not a big fan of Rodgers. How many ACLs have we got at the moment? So I hope you can hear me. Sorry, I'm just going to check the settings, but pretty sure, yeah, it's not come out, so that's fine. Thought I just hit my microphone by accident. But I'm still not, I'm a fan of, can he keep this up for long periods of time? That's the question. Can we keep doing this for every single game? Because if we keep playing with this level of intensity, injuries will come. And we're fortunate that Maddison's coming back, KDH is coming back, Ricardo, which we'll get into, is coming back as well. Tete and Christensen have been great. But for example, say we lose Harry Suter on an injury, back to Daniel Amate, does that change things? We lose Christensen, we're back to Thomas. Does that change things? And it does. So I don't want to get overly carried away in terms of for the long term and say, oh, Brendan in. I don't believe he's the right man to take us forward into the future. I'm here to be proved wrong at the same time. But they said if he's been totally vindicated, it's still 2 matches. And as Sean said, we really need we need to keep up this momentum. Exactly. Keep this momentum and keep going, because it's really, really important to keep this momentum and make sure that we're moving in the right direction. Iheanacho should have had a goal and 2 assists, but was robbed of 1. Oh yeah, he didn't get the assist. Yeah, he should have got 2 assists. Sorry, he got 1 goal and 1 assist, I think, but he should have got 2. And there was one opportunity as well where he could have got another couple. He got another couple of pot shots off as well, which is really good for Iheanacho. He's taking his opportunities. He's dribbling at people. It's not something we've seen Iheanacho do. Normally, he brings other people into games. And speaking of people that played alongside him that didn't quite live up to the level, Tete. I mean, there was lots of Brazilian flags today. It was great to see. He didn't have his best game, and that's okay. He needed to be carried. He wasn't. I think he's still learning the Premier League, and it's what we're saying to, like, for example, what I expect from like Christians, and he's still getting there. Tete, we saw a different Tete against Aston Villa, where he was taking on a man going one-on-one. I wanted to see him and Ricardo play on that right-hand side and see how the dynamic between them worked. But by the time Ricardo came on, Tete had come off, so we didn't really see that. But hopefully, we can see that against Man United for some period of time as well, because obviously they both speak Portuguese, which helped with the communication. But Tete didn't have his best game, and that's cool. I think he's a player that's going to ebb and flow until he gets used to the speed of the Premier League. I think even though they weren't very good, the fact that he was kind of shown up because Harvey Barnes ran that. Harvey Barnes knew what he was doing. And Tete just needs to look at Harvey Barnes and goes, right, what's he doing? What's he good at? How can I learn from this? Because he wasn't shunt off the ball. He just didn't have as much time as I think he wanted to. And I think as well, again, Kelechi, fair play, again, hard to drop him. Of course, super hard to drop Kelechi and Nacho now. And it was, just getting to the comments. Jackson, big up Jack. And if everybody could, again, I'm not very good at promoting, but like and subscribe and all that good stuff as well. We are in a battle again with Spurs. Also, did you see Ian Nacho Maddison was there going on BBC? I'll see if I can find it. Oh, it was a top news on BBC Gossip today, as in BBC Football Gossip. Is it gone before I can find it? It was there. I did post it on Twitter, so I'll see if I can bring that up as well. Oh, Tottenham were very interested in Maddison after that performance, bruh. I mean, that's something else. Derby for Ndidi. It was Derby, but I think he did it against Stoke as well, as we're mentioning. And yeah, in terms of that, Mendy again, fantastic. Just saying about Mendy being fantastic. Almost went to Galatasaray. Yeah, it's funny how these things happen. Samore, imagine how good Samore will be when he comes back. He just needs to work with Mendy and see what he's doing, the technical work, and Samore would have bossed that midfield today. I think he's only a couple of weeks back from injury, but I'm really liking that this could be the future as well. And we need to give these players time to adapt. Stoke at home, that was it, as was mentioned before. Mendy performance reminded me of Brighton last season. Was that against Newcastle? Or was that against Rennes? Which one were you talking? Against Rennes, you mentioned it. Never mind, I can't read. But yeah, so it was kind of... I'd say this one was better than the Rennes one because they were, at least it was further out. And this one, he smashed it. And the shot was so good that even Mendy knew it was going in. The goalkeeper was beating at his near post. Not because he was poor, because the shot was so good. And it was fantastic. It was really fantastic. Chester's got another one. Again, United a tough one. It really is. It's really going to be a tough game. But we're going to get somebody on to do the preview. We're going to talk about that in a lot more detail because I really want to do. We're going to have a look at that. And again, no Casemiro. Someone I'll question whoever comes on for the preview for that because it's a really good point that, again, no Casemiro. So it's really good. Again, Mendy over Ndidi. I think Mendy's clear of it. I think Ndidi has to really step his levels up. The question is, does he come into... So for Mendy and Ndidi, the question is now, Mendy or Tielemans? With that performance, does Tielemans get back in the team? I believe he does in terms of Brendan Rodgers will pick him, but Mendy should have 60 minutes. Against United, because of the likes of no Casemiro and things, we need that central pivot. And Mendy's shown he can play that. KDH, I think he ran his socks off today, as he usually does, getting some great places. And also, he picks up this role. So when Iheanacho and Maddison were alongside each other, KDH is playing that kind of number 8 role. So when the ball's coming out, we can turn over possession. Part of that is Mendy, and part of that is KDH as well. Gave us a real good working, and I'm so happy. I want to get up his heat map as well. Let's have a look at this one. Get into this one. So going back, we look at Napoli's Mendy. Yeah, he was all over the place. Again, more in this right side, the centre midfield area. And KDH, I think I need to close that one first, the Castagna one. And then KDH. Again, this is on SofaScore. I'll link this after the stream's over as well. Again, all over the pitch. But he was taking up a lot of these positions in this kind of area, which I thought was quite good. And again, on that right-hand side, which, again, he did what he needs to do for that. And again, we not even talked about Maddison and how good a performance Maddison had today. I mean, really just top draw. When we broke, he was in the right positions. Playing high up works so much better than playing on the right wing. We talked about this with Rob, where he was like, oh, Maddison plays on the right, so we have got a right winger. Listen, put that all out the window now. Now we've got a right winger. We've got Maddison playing in his best position. which is second to the striker. I'll get up some of the average formations. I think it would be more of that 4-4-2. However, at times, actually, so when we were defending, again, I'll get up so many different screenshots I want to get up. So I want to get up, this one. So the average formations, again, were when we were attacking, 2 here, Barnes alongside, Tete dropping in deeper. There's your Mendy and Dewsbury Hall. And then you've got Christensen, and then you've got your 2 centre-backs there. So, again, it's really... we pushed them. We made the pitch small, and that's... I wouldn't say that was on us. I think that was more on Tottenham going, right, I need to... we're going to put 10 men behind the ball and make it hard. But there's so many misses. From a Tottenham perspective, they were crap. Let's be honest, if you're a Tottenham fan, not good enough. No way near. They're on their backsides half the time. Perisic was bombing on forward, and then Harvey Barnes like, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much. It's so good, man. It's so good. But yeah, it's just something to something to talk about as well, because there was so much good in this performance. Overall, as you can see, again, obviously there was something good. Let me see if I can get another bit up as well. And this is also a thread I'm going to have linked in the... So if you can find it now as well. It's one of the people we've had on the show before, Tactica, who's, again, our friend from Korea, who has linked this, again, amazing article to read as well. He does really... Like, Dominic Wells does fantastic football analysis. This guy's up there. As good as that. And I mean that honestly. If anybody listens to BBC Radio Leicester and has listened to Dominic Wells, fantastic. But this guy as well is as good. He's looking at the thread. And I don't want to go through all of it, but again, he was talking about the half spaces, talking about the 4-5-1. So in defense, again, they stopped Poro again. Don't want to look at any of this in too much detail. I want to read it for itself. There was something you mentioned earlier on where, again, we need to stop kind of this V formation, and we need to kind of make sure that in the opponent's V area, we're making sure that we are taking this out, because that's one thing we need to confirm on, because again, that 5 at the back, then the 4 in midfield, it worked fantastically as well. Because wow, I mean, overall, fantastic. I mean, I've not even touched on the goals yet. I mean, we're going nearly half an hour. Oh my god. So again, the Benton Court goal, so soft. One of those things. But what was impressive, again, the mentality didn't drop. We went on to the next level, and we actually dug deep and actually got something out of it as well. Shaky, and I think we weren't shaky. Our heads didn't drop, but I was so used to our heads dropping in the games where that was kind of the standard thing to happen. But the pass for the second goal, for Iheanacho's goal, fantastic, well played. For the first goal from Mendy, well played. And that came from, again, Christensen on set piece as well. We're looking at, again, the fast tackle to pass it to Iheanacho, and then just puts it on a plate for Maddison. And we know Maddison get it in from that kind of distance. Fantastic. And they cut open Spurs so easily. And partly because we were so good, and partly because Spurs were crap. Really weren't good enough. And he could have had more. Iheanacho could have had more. There was a goal that was offside that could have been given. And then Iheanacho in the 49th minute, the last kick before the game. Just well done. And that was from, again, Suter. Suter was really good. Really, really good in terms of that. And I loved it, man. I loved the performance because it showed that we were... Oh, man, this is why I've been having a go at the team so much. We are this good. We have the players that are this good. But when they're not turning up, I criticize them. And some people are, well, this, that, and the other. Look, we know how good this team is. We know what levels we can compete at. And we are getting away from that dreaded relegation zone at this period of time. I mean, let's get up the screen. I'll show you the Premier League table. You've all probably seen it now. But it's something to go over. So we are in 14th. No, not in 14th place. Refresh. And just like that, we're in 13th place. So we've got, again, Southampton. The gap now between 18th and 24 is looking healthy compared to 1 point like it was before. Wolves are starting to pull away. They won against Southampton. Bournemouth drew against team recently. I think it was Newcastle. Everton have still got a game in hand. Leeds have still got a game in hand, but the points gap is growing. And the thing is, what's more important is that we are looking up. So we are looking at the likes of Liverpool, who are in free fall at the moment. Chelsea, who we have in March as well. So we're looking at these games and going, right, they are doable. We can catch these guys up. We could potentially move into this top spot because, again, as you guys know, if you know, follow Twitter and stuff, I've got part of Shameless FC where we have, again, Liverpool fans and Chelsea fans where we talk about this stuff and we kind of go over each other. It was fantastic. So we are looking up, even though we have Man United and we have Arsenal, two top performing teams and at the top of their game at the moment. Arsenal still obviously top of the league, and Man United 43 points. So it's really good. It's really, really good and really promising from us. We're above Forest, which is fantastic. Only on goal difference, we're ahead of Forest, which is great. What's it called? Some of the cross. What was it called? Mendy has to stay for Man United. I agree. I think Man United, the United ground, they've turned that place into a fortress. So it's something to be aware of as well. So obviously that's a good thing for us. Mendy, again, passing under pressure, the best of the team. I've not seen him that much, but he's been, in this game, sensational. When against Man United, it's going to be a different test. Ten Hag's system, the way he plays with his, I forgot what it's called now, the kind of football where it's about resting play and resting positions. It needs to be resting defense. That was it. Needs to be better. And that'll be a real test for Mendy. I don't think he'd drop Samori straight in, but I think Samori will come on for Mendy at about 60 minutes, I will say. So I think that's something that will happen. Maddison and Jamie are one of the best players in the entire league. Consistently. He really is. And there are rumours. Again, we spoke to Rob and he says we're probably going to lose him. And I'll be absolutely ashamed to lose him. Gutted. But he's been so good for us since he joined. He's been so good. When everybody else is downing tools or just the mentality's gone, he's the one shining light. We're hopefully building a team like that now. And also we'll be bringing in some more leaders from what we hear in the summer as well, in terms of Schurz as one of them, who I'm really excited to see in the team. And we're going to try and build that leadership as we go up as well. Højbjerg bind out to Tete. Well done for getting that O, because well done. Thoughts on Benny Madison, says Smig. I mean, I'm all for it. Because who else on the pitch with that makes much experience? Ricardo? Potentially. They'll both brought in the same time, the same summer. I think Fast is a future captain. I think KDH is a future captain, but not just as of yet. Madison's been there. And as Anna was saying, when things are going bad, it's a time to kind of pick up and go to that next level, which I'm really looking forward to. And he is, again, consistently, a great player for us. And when things are going bad, he's been the only shining light as well. So, I think, it was fantastic. As you were saying, having to put the Spurs fan on the preview, put in his place, you'll see you're going down at the start of the match. The thing is, I don't have a problem with Sam. He wasn't arrogant. He was telling it how it was. He was saying that they were crap, defensively, especially as well. So, I don't have a problem with Sam. Individually, he doesn't represent, obviously, all Tottenham fans, and some Tottenham Hotspur fans were giving it the large. But look at the end of the game. Look, all the chants were coming out at the end of the game. It's just terrible, getting battered everywhere you go. It's lovely. And it's never a low-scoring game against Tottenham. So it's always good. Again, it's a little bit of revenge for the 3-2 that they, again, so... But yes, so it's pretty much flawless in my opinion in terms of performance. There was some other points. Again, Tete wasn't that great. Ricardo, forgot to mention him. The crowd absolutely loved when he came back on. It was so, again, just another release of, thank God, happiness once again that we're coming into a good position, because it's I thought it was great. I really thought it was great. You saw some of that direct technical ability that he has, and I think him and Tete, I know everybody keeps saying it, but I got a biggest smile on my face. I think he'll be fantastic for us. And finally, again, the offside goal that was given, I thought it was 4-1. at 70 odd minutes. Just that play, the 1-2 touch passing. I think the time I remember seeing 1-2 touch passing like that was against Arsenal and against Emre when they played for Arsenal. We won 2-0. It was a really tight end-to-end kind of game, and there was a 1-2-3 between Madison, Madison, I think Vardy as well, and we put it away so beautifully, and I was just so happy with it. And it reminded me of that fractionally, marginally offside. I'm not hearing anything else from anybody else. It was marginally offside, if not at the line, so close. But Barnes gets his goal in the end. I've not mentioned Barnes because my voice is starting to go now as well. I've had that cold that's going around people, so again, I'm doing this for you. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, all that good stuff. But yeah, again, Ethan's in the chat. Big up, Ethan. Lovely to have you in. Appreciate you as usual. And we all said start of the season, we all thought Manchester was finished. I never said he was finished. Personally, I never thought he was finished. I just think he needed a bit of time out of the team, get his confidence back, get his mojo back, and then come back into the team. And that's what he did. And he went on that run. At no point do we think Maddison was a bad player. It's kind of like how he is with Vardy. I wouldn't say Vardy's finished, but you can't justify not starting Iheanacho. And let's be honest, when Vardy comes in, he's not really done anything recently. He did some good stuff, but not to the level of Iheanacho. And Iheanacho is just playing the most beautiful football. The most confident, elegant, so nice as well. Speak to Man City fans. Obviously, they're going through a lot at the moment. I was mentioning Iheanacho to them, and they're just going, good on him. Good on him. He's setting them levels, because when we bought him and Rashford, remember, that were rival, like as good as each other. Now we're showing that he can be as good as Rashford, which is insane considering how they were on as well. And then again, everything else was brilliant. Danny Ward gave me a heart attack, bruh. Yeah, Danny Ward and Castagna both gave us heart attacks as well. So, yeah, just it wasn't great. The thing is, it didn't go in, so that's fine. The fact they went 1-0 and we won 4-1, good for me. Who else came on? Dennis Pratt looked good when he came on. Steady Eddie. Can't really complain too much. Ricardo came on 88 minutes. Vardy, but Diddy, which we touched on. So, yeah, I think it was good. I think Daka's not getting anywhere near it, which is the only downside potentially. But with the full squad we've got now, it's why we've got ourselves into financial trouble, because we've got such a big squad. And overall, we can't really. This squad is designed to play European football with at full capacity. Changing all the wing backs, changing the full backs, changing the centre backs, changing the striker, changing the midfield. We've got the people to do that. The only thing we don't have is changing the wingers, because we've only got 2 of them in the squad. I'm not hearing people say Maddison is a winger. I'm not hearing that. But yeah, thank you guys. I hope, again, thanks for all your comments as well. Dylan said it might be Vardy's last season. He's got his contract till 2024. So technically, on paper, it's not, but let's see where it comes from. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. Again, my throat's starting to go now. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll try and do some more analysis and things, hopefully tomorrow, but it's a lot of work. So I'll see what I can do. But thank you, everybody. We'll definitely see you on Wednesday for the preview. If you've got any thoughts, leave them in the comments. I'll be able to respond to you. But thank you, guys. See you later. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next video. So goodbye.